Hey y'all, I'm up here at Blue Hills Reservation in Milton, Canton, Boston, Massachusetts. It's big, it's like 7,000 square acres, so it borders a bunch of different towns. And I'm out here giving my Haibike its first real mountain bike test. I've had it for a couple months, but I've gone on some light trails, but I haven't done any hardcore mountain biking yet. And man, I gotta tell you, this thing's a beast. I'm a little out of breath, but I just came up this large hill right here. It was probably about a quarter mile, all uphill. And let me see if, I don't know if the video is gonna really show it, but man, it was tiring, but I didn't have to put my feet down once. I kicked it down into some lower gears. A couple times the torque was just too much and the tires were spinning. I had to switch gears a few times on the way up, but it's, you know, it was just a lot of roots, a lot of rocks, tiny little stream, brook, like tiny little stream running through it. So we went through a little muddy patch. And anyways, man, I don't think I could have walked up this hill, but I rode up it on my bike. That's crazy. And anyway, this is a 27 Haibike HardSeven 6.0. And it's got the Yamaha motor. It's a 500 watt mid-drive with the 500 watt battery, 500 watt hour battery pack. And I've done a few mods, but not much. The only, you know, I added this bottle water thing down here. I got a lock, and changed out the seat and put a suspension seat post on it. And the only other thing I did change out is I added the kickstand, and I changed out the rear axle because the axle that was on there didn't accommodate a child's bike trailer, which I wanted. So anyways, I've got 250 miles on here roughly, and the thing's been a beast, man. These 3-inch tires are awesome. I test rode 3 different Haibikes. I test rode the full 7 6.0 with the Bosch motor, and although I would have liked the rear suspension, I liked the Yamaha motor over the Bosch for some reason. It just felt better to me. And I also test rode the Fat 6 with the Yamaha motor, and that's I thought I was either going to get I thought I was going to either get the full 7 with the suspension in Bosch motor, or I thought I was going to get the Fat 6. And then when I got there, the sales guy said, "Why don't you take this one for a ride, because it's one of the more popular models, and it sells more than the other ones." Maybe because it was less expensive, but after riding them, I thought it was the most fun. It was the best one for me anyway. And so it just, luckily for me, it was the least expensive of the 3 I test rode. And I did, before I bought it, I was going back and forth between this and the RadRover. And I just couldn't get myself to pull the trigger on the Rover without seeing it in person. And then one day I was driving down the street. I saw a guy riding one, so I stopped, pulled over, and I started talking to him about it. And he loved it. And I know a lot of the rad guys love their rads, but I wasn't impressed when I saw it. I thought it was rather cheap components, and you know, I just thought the bike was, you know, it was just a really cheap bike, and it kind of showed to me. I don't know, I could tell by looking at it that the components were cheap, and that it wasn't a bike that was going to take a beating or last a long time. I anticipated a lot of problems. Lingering around on the Rad Owners Group forum on Facebook, I watched it for months, and I saw a lot of people who love their bikes, and they all swear by it, but every day I see the same problems coming up. You know, things like loose, you know what, I don't even want to get into it. I don't want to get into bashing the rads, because everybody loves them. It just wasn't for me, I guess. But anyways, the Haibike HardSeven 6.0, if you're into it, if you're looking at it, I'd suggest, if you can find a test ride, take one, because it was pretty awesome. The test ride sold me on the bike. And man, I'm out at Blue Hills Reservation today, and I'm about to go up this hill right here. And this hill's not even as steep as the one I just came up, so this one's going to be easy. And man, the thing just climbs and climbs and climbs. The downhill's going to be fun. But anyways, if you're thinking about this bike, it's a short review. and I think you'll like it. If you can get the full suspension, if that's what you're looking for, go for it. But if not, the suspension seat post is working pretty well too. So anyways, that's my quick wrap-up review. I'm up at Blue Hills Reservation doing some hill climbing, some single tracks, some double tracks, having a good time. So anyways, enjoy.